Sup gamers, it's me GinePik, and today's video I'll be showing you guys a top 10 best Minecraft Bedrock farms that you are missing out that you should build in your survival worlds. These farms are the top 10 best XP as well as best loot farms that you should build. So for this top 10 I'll be saying both the pros of the farm as well as the cons of the farm as well. The pros being the best as well as what it is really useful for, and also cons which is something which is going to be hard or mistakes or something which might be annoying to players. And let's get right into the number 10 spot of the farm. And also all the farms that I have mentioned in this video are down in the description below, so go ahead and check the tutorials out. It will be linked in the description below. For number 10 we have a simple and easy AFK fish farm design. So the pros of having an AFK fish farm design, as you can see, it is a simple and easy build design. As you can see, everything is just minuscule. There's nothing too much complicated, no redstone, and also having an AFK fish farm is so useful because you're gonna get easy early access to in-game loot, which are your enchanted books such as mending. You also get enchanted fishing rods as well as enchanted bows which you can use, which you can have enchantment of power fire and etc. And also you also get tons of cod, your pufferfish, your salmon, which you can go ahead and trade to villagers to get emeralds as well. It's also really useful for getting lots of experience as well as food, where you can also use to eat as well if you go ahead and chuck it into a furnace to get lots of food and also to get XP as well. The cons of this AFK fish farm is that you need an autoclicker. So if you don't know, all AFK fish farms require an autoclicker. That is, every single AFK fish farm requires an autoclicker. If you don't need the autoclicker, no problem, you can go ahead and cast it over here. And when this fishing rod catches something, it will drop down into the lava and you will already be recast. As you can see, the item is what I got the item because I destroyed the hopper minecart. So as you can see, all the items do get picked up. The second con is that you need sky access. So if you don't know, sky access is something where there's no solid block obstructing these two water bodies. That's because we need to make sure that it is maximum profit or maximum loot access. If there's any solid block obstructing these two water, and that will reduce the rates of getting chances of enchanted books and etc. So that is the only two cons for this AFK fish farm. So if you want to build this farm, link to the video will be down in the description below or else in the icons right now. And on the number 9 spot we have a simple and easy witch farm that will give you tons of loot as well as XP. The pros of the farm is that this is a pretty simple and easy build. As you can see, it only requires this much, and also you do not need any perimeter. As you can see, most of the areas are flooded with water, and I also made sure that this area is watered. As you can see, no mobs are going to spawn over there, here, as well as here. You don't need any perimetering. It's very simple as well as easy design, and also this is very survival friendly. There's nothing too much complicated, and also this farm is also tuned for all simulation distance. I am in simulation so far right now, but in the tutorial of the world download, there's simulations of 6 and higher as well. So if you're building this farm inside of a simulation of 6 and higher, all the differences at the AFK spot will be higher than in simulation of 4, but it's been tuned for all simulation distance. All the player has to do is stand over here, first turn on the trident killer, stand over here, hold a looting 3 sword in their main hand, and when the witch spawn, they'll fall into the trident killer right over there. And when they spawn inside the trident killer, they'll take damage. We're using impaling fight trident, and also all of these are waterlogged as well, making the witch take extra damage and also be one hit as well. And when they drop, this is going to be a loot. The loot drop is 1600 drops per hour. That includes all of your witch drops, your sticks, gunpowder, redstone, glowstone dust, sugar, spider eyes, bottles as well. And also you also get potions as well. You get potions of instant health, fire resistance, as well as you'll also be able to get water potions as well, water breathing potions. But we need to make sure that it is bubble columns. For some reason, tridents don't even work in bubble columns, so that's the reason why I didn't make sure they are bubble columns. So that are the pros of the farm. The cons of the farm is that you won't be getting any experience. The XP delivery system, I tried my best to make sure to get XP delivery system, but there were so many issues. So that's why you won't be getting any experience from this farm. All the XP despawns, and also which doesn't even give that much experience. So that's the only con of the farm. If you love to build this farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below. And on number 8 spot we have a simple and easy skeleton farm. Now this is a simple and easy to build skeleton farm. This farm gives you tons of bones, bows, as well as experience as well. All the player has to do is stand over here, turn on the trident killer, and the trident killer we're using is Silent Whispers trident killer. It's a really simple and easy design, as you can see. And how the skeleton farm works is simple. We're using a spawner, and we have given room for skeleton spawn and one water source over here, and all the water get pushed over here, and the skeletons sit inside of a minecart. This trident killer is made by Silent Whisperer. The player will be standing over there. All the experience will be gone into the player because the glass box makes sure that the XP gets faded. As you can see, the skeletons sit inside a minecart. They get hit by the trident, and all the player has to do is hold a looting 3 sword in the main hand to get extra drops. This is very simple as well as survival friendly as well. There's no cons to this farm because it's pretty simple and easy design. There's nothing that's going to make sure that player gets annoyed. It's also going to get rewarded with lots of bone meal, and if you want to know how much bone meal you'll get, that is 2,500 bone meal per hour. That is a lot of bone meal for whatever use you have. You can go ahead and take this and put it into a moss farm, or you can go ahead and use this bone meal for whatever you want. So if you love to build this farm, link to the video will be down in the description below as well. Now on the number 7th list, we have a simple and easy iron farm. Now this iron farm is a simple and easy design. As you can see, this iron farm is very simple to build. It gives you tons of iron as well, and we only need one layer, as you can see. So if you don't know, as a 1.70.30 and higher, iron golems will now only spawn on the topmost layer, making 2-layer iron farms somewhat efficient because now iron golems will only spawn on the top layer. So if you already built an iron farm with 2 layers, 2 iron golems will most likely spawn on the top layer, and somewhat or rarely they will spawn on the second layer. So we are making sure they only spawn on the top layer, and we have really big platform for most iron golems to spawn, and we have 20 villagers over here in total, making 2 iron golems to spawn, as well as 20 beds. That is the requirements, and all the villagers are working, making sure the iron golems spawn, and when they spawn they get pushed by the flowing water and into the central tube over here with lava, and the campfire is for the cats to die, and every iron and everything will be inside of the chest. That are the pros of the farm. The cons of the farm is that one is villagers, because we need specific type of villagers that is from a villager breeder. We need to make sure the villagers are not already linked to another profession. We need to make sure the villagers are not from another village. We need to make sure that are fresh villagers where we give them profession, they will link. And also transferring them into the farm is also hard, and also we need to make sure that we build this farm not near a village, not near a villager breeder, not near any workstations, not near any other trading halls. We need to make sure it's far away from all of this in order for an iron farm to work. It is really hard. This is not very easy survival friendly, but once you build it, then you're going to be getting a lot of iron in return. So if you love to build this farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below. And on the number 6 spot, we have a simple and easy blaze farm. So this blaze farm works in a pretty simple way. So we have a blaze spawner which can be found in Nether Fortress, and once you go ahead and clear out the area and create end like this, we are using flowing lava. So if you don't know, entities can now finally get pushed by flowing lava, and we are using Trident Killer from Silent Whisper. As you can see, I created a row of Trident Killers, and when all the blazes get pushed by the flowing lava, they do get pushed, but it is very slow. As you can see, all the blazes get pushed, they hop into the minecart, making sure that they stay in one spot. Because if you don't know, most of the blaze farm, whenever they get hit by tridents, they actually fly up, where this design makes sure that completely doesn't happen. Because whenever entity or such as blaze goes inside the minecart, they don't fly, making sure they stay, and they get hit by the tridents and they die. And all the player need to do is stand over here in this spot, making sure the whole looting 3 sword in the main head to get extra drops. And also the storage is a hopper minecart over here. I haven't turned this on. Now all the items will be dropped over here. Everything will be inside of this chest because it's a double speed hopper unloader. As you can see, all the items get dropped. Everything will be inside of this chest. It's a pretty simple as well as survival friendly farm, and also gives you tons of blade swords for using it for fuel or creating blaze powder. Cons of this farm is that there is no XP delivery. I try my best to make sure to deliver the XP, but it is really hard because XP transfer in the nether is not easy, such as water in the overworld, because there's nothing close to water in the nether. Even slime blocks also doesn't work, so that is the only con of the farm. There is no XP delivery. So if you've left this video, this farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below as well. Now we are on the top 5 on the list, and the 5th one is the AFK Spider XP farm. So this spider farm is really simple. We have a spawner over here. It spawns in spiders. we have one water source. This is just similar to the easy skeleton farm as well. Everything gets pushed over here, and the trident killer we're using is Silent Whispers. And when every spider spawns, they get pushed by the flowing water. They go into the central section over here, and when they hop into the minecart, they get hit by the trident. All the player needs to do is stand over there, hold a looting 3 sword in their main hand. They get extra drop as well as experience as well. All the spiders will make into the trident killer. No spiders will climb upwards. Everything stays inside the minecart. They die and you get a lot more spiders. The pros are it's very simple to build. It's easy, gives you tons of XP as well as loot, survival friendly as well. There are no cons for this farm because it's pretty simple. You might be annoyed by the spiders, but other than that, there's no cons. Everything is pretty simple as well as easy build. There's nothing too much complicated, as you can see. And you get up to 1100 drops per hour. That is your spider eye as well as string from this AFK spider farm. If you love to build a farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below. Now on number 4, we have a super efficient creeper farm. Now this is a super efficient creeper farm which gives you up to 19 stacks of gunpowder per average, but you'll also be able to get 22 stacks of gunpowder as well from this creeper farm. It gives you lots of XP as well because we are using trident killers. All the player needs to do is stand over here, turn on a trident killer, hold a looting 3 sword in the main hand so they can get extra drops, and all the creepers will die from, they take 20 blocks of fall damage and they become one hit kill. And also this farm has been tuned for all simulation distance as well. And also if you're building this farm for simulations of 6 and higher, you'll also be able to get even more or slightly similar rates as well. And this farm is also tuned for 1.18 as well. As you can see, we're using tinted glass over here. We're using tinted glass on top to get surface spawns, which increases rates, and tinted glass outside. The outside layers can be replaced with solid blocks, but the top layer should be tinted glass to get surface spawns. Now the cons of this farm is it is really hard to build. It is not as survival friendly. It is really hard because you need to get lots of trapdoors, because trapdoors prevent too tall mobs such as skeletons, zombies, and also for some reason baby zombies as well. And we're using buttons as well to prevent spiders from spawning and making sure only creepers spawn. We're using coral fans over here because mobs see coral fans as a solid block to pathfind, and when they walk off, they get pushed down to the water stream, and every creeper gets fallen into that 2x2 and straight down through the trident killer. And also another con for this farm is that we cannot build this farm inside of an ocean. Reason why is because we are using surface spawns. So if you know what I mean by drowns can spawn in surface spawns, squids can spawn, cod, salmon, and if they spawn inside of the creeper farm, that will reduce the rates of the creeper farm and it will be terrible. So that's why we cannot build this farm inside of an ocean. I have built this creeper farm inside of a plains biome. As you can see, I built this farm inside of a plains biome, so that is why I was able to get a lot and only creepers and no drowned squids and any other aquatic mobs. So if you love to build this farm, link to this tutorial will be down in the description below as well. Now we are on the top 3 of the best Minecraft Bedrock farms, and the top 3 is an efficient mob farm. Now this mob farm is a super efficient design. This mob farm gives up to 6,300 drops per hour. That is a lot of XP as well as a lot of loot as well. And also this farm uses scaffolding as well. So if you don't know, mobs can spawn inside of scaffolding, and we're using water on top to make sure they get pushed. We're using coral fans over here because mobs see coral fans as a solid block to pathfind, and once they fall down, we're using more water over here and magma blocks. They get damage from the magma blocks, they get pushed, and we have 2 trident kills over here to make sure the mobs stay less in the farm so more can spawn. I'm using split density as well. So if you don't know what split density is a type of layout where we are able to get more mobs than the initial amount. That's the benefit of using split densities, because if you don't know, Minecraft Bedrock has less mobs to spawn, and we're using a split density check layout, we're getting even more than the initial amount that the game will spawn in. So when the game spawns the mob in this section, it will check, but this farm is far away from that checking radius, making sure, and also the same happens vice versa over here as well. Now the materials list for this mob farm is of this version. As you can see, this is the cheap version. I have used tinted glass for that, but it's really expensive. Materials of that description below of the video is for all of this. As you can see, it's cheap, it's solid blocks and everything. And also this farm is tuned for all simulation distance as well. The more simulation distance, the more rates you're gonna get. Now the cons of this farm is that this is really hard to build. This is a medium survival friendly because we are using scaffolding in this farm. This is a really hard to build farm, and also this is medium survival friendly. It's not too hard to build, but also not too easy. A moderate amount, because first all you have to do is go ahead and build one. And if you get all the resources, then you can go ahead and build another one as well. And also you need to make sure that this is in correct split density. If you go ahead and made one mistake, and that will ruin the whole race, you won't be able to get 6,300. So all of this should be built correctly. And also this farm also causes lots of lag if you go ahead and AFK for too long and don't collect the experience as well. So if you love to build this farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below as well. Now number 2 on the list, we have a gold and XP farm. So if you don't know how a gold and XP farm works, it is pretty simple. We are using portals over here. So there are 4 max size portals, and we're using over here observers to go ahead and take the lava to make sure that it spreads fire. We're using trapdoors over here. The lava spreads quicker when the observers are clocking each other. As you can see, the observers are ticking each other pretty quickly, making the lava spread the fires faster. And we're using over here a system with powder snow, and also this can be replaced with water as well. Powder snow is just convenient because you don't need to place buttons to make sure the water doesn't flow down. As you can see, powder snow can break portals, and if I go ahead and turn this on, that will rapidly lit as well as unlit the portal. As you can see, it breaks, and also when it happens rapidly, all the pigment spawns, and when the pigment spawns, they get pushed into the central 2x2. And we're using a trident killer over here, and this trident killer is made by Navi Nexus. Now if I go ahead and turn on the trident killer, as you can see, every pigment dies. All the player needs to stand over here, not looting things in the main hand, and get a lot of XP as well as loot. Now if you go ahead and AFK from level 0, you get up to level 101 or level 102 in just 1 hour. That's a lot of XP for whatever use you need. And also you get up to 22 stacks of gold, but for that you need to smelt all of your golden swords, craft all the nuggets into ingots and all those stuff. That will give you a lot of gold. Now the cons of this farm is that you need to have fire spread turned on. So if you don't know what fire spread is, it is to make sure that the fire spreads. So most survivors might not even have, or most servers might have this turned off. So if you're playing in a server on a realm where fire spread is off, then this farm will not work. And another thing is that this is a medium survival friendly. It's not that hard, not that easy. It is an average amount with a balance. As you can see, there's only so much happening. And also another con is that it causes lag. So if you don't know, portals cause a lot of lag, and also if you go ahead and AFK for lots of hours, there will be lots of lag as well because of lots of zombie pigmen and also lots of entities. And also storage is another problem because you get a lot of non-stackables such as your golden swords. So if you're building a storage for this one, make sure to build a storage which is going to be capable of handling a lot of non-stackables. Go ahead and take the non-stackables and put that into a furnace and go ahead and smelt them because you're going to be getting a lot of gold. So the rates of the farm are this. So as you can see, 22 stacks of gold per hour. That is this much, 1,460 gold. And these are from only the pigment. As you can see, these are all the pigment drops, including the sword as well. And you get up to level 30 in just 3 to 4 minutes, and 103 level in just 1 hour from starting to 0. And as you can see, you get a lot of rotten flesh, the gold nuggets as well. So if you would love to build this farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below as well. Before we take a look at what is the topmost best Minecraft farm, let's go and check what the honorable mentions are. Now the first honorable mention is a simple and easy raid farm. Now this is a pretty simple and easy raid farm. Now pros of this raid farm is that this raid farm gives you a lot of loot, a lot of XP as well, and also this raid farm is also tuned for simulation distance of 6 and higher. I am in a world download for simulation distance of 4, and in the description below of the video there is a world download for simulation distance of 6 and higher as well. And this farm is also pretty simple because there is no 20 blocks fall damage. All the raiders spawn in this dedicated platform over here, and also we have a Ravager killing system over here. So if you don't know, in 1.17 there is a bug where Ravagers will not get pushed into a 2x2, they just fight the current. So this lava blade is to make sure that whenever Ravagers spawn, they will go into it and they take fire damage and all the Ravagers die. And also you rarely get, in my testings I was only able to get one Ravager in this, but the player is completely safe over here in the scaffolding over here. The player will be standing over here, putting things on in the main hand, and also we're using Tron Killer from Silent Whisper as well. They get pushed into and they sit inside of the minecart, everything dies. Everything becomes one hit kill because we're using Impelified Tridents, and you get up to 1,500 emeralds per hour. You can go ahead and use these emeralds to trade your villagers as well. And also this is an outpost. I burned down all the outposts because we don't want any raids spawning on the outpost as well. There is a bad omen farm at the bottom. Turn on the bad omen farm, you get the bad omen effect, and also there is a villager here as well. So when the player gets a bad omen, the villager will detect it and the raid begins, and they all spawn over here, they will die, and everything is completely fine, as you can see. Now the cons of this farm is that this requires an outpost. Of course, all raid farms in Minecraft Bedrock does require an outpost, and also we need a villager over here. We cannot place the villager on the bottom because raids will spawn where this guy is, because there is a village. This is the area where the village is, and also the villager. And also another problem with all raid farms is that they can spawn on literally anything. They can spawn in redstone, bedrock, barrier blocks, and unwanted blocks as well. So that is the biggest problem with Bedrock raid farms. So as you can see, we have made sure that we place leaves. Raids will not spawn in leaves and scaffolding. That is the only blocks where they don't spawn, and they can spawn on literally anything else. So if you love to build this farm inside of your survival worlds, link to the video tutorial will be down in the description below as well. Now on number 2 honorable mentions we have is a simple and easy bartering farm. So this bartering farm is simple and easy to build. This is very survival friendly. As you can see, there's nothing too much complicated. We have a piglin over here, and we're using a repeater clock over here, and we're using piston with a gold block. It can be a gold or raw gold or block, nether gold or anything gold related block, so the piglins can fast trade. So if we go ahead and flick this lever, as you can see, there's a dropper over there, and the dropper puts out the gold. And as you can see, whenever sticky piston pushes the gold block, the piglin fast trade, as you can see, and every items will be there. Now this is pretty simple and also survival friendly as well. The only con for this farm is that you need a lot of gold because they trade a lot of things in a second, and also this relies on a bug. So if you don't know, piglins fast trading is a bug, it's not a feature in Bedrock, and also this backs up a lot of storage. As you can see, that is a lot of items. So if you're just building a hopper minecart and everything, that will get backed up a minute or so because that's a lot of items. As you can see, if I go to pick that up, that's a lot of items, as you can see. And also another problem is sometimes, as you can see, gold will get pushed out. That's because of the timing. So if we go ahead and adjust the timings like this, everything will be inconsistent. Then that's the only cons of this farm. So if you'd love to build this farm, link to the tutorial will be down in the description below as well. Now this is the third and the last honorable mention farm, and that is a honeycomb farm. So this honeycomb farm is also a lot easier than you think because this honeycomb farm gives you tons of honeycomb, and also this is 24/7 efficient. Reason why is because bees now work a lot in the nether as well as the end, because they actually don't sleep at nighttime, even though it is nighttime in the old world, because that bug has been fixed, I believe, in 1.16 or 1.17, I do not know. But whenever the bees create honeycomb, the competitor behind it will detect, sending the signal, turning off the redstone torch, and this observer will detect that. And we are using dispensers over here with shears because it's a honeycomb farm, and the shears will shear the honeycomb from the beehive. And the hopper minecart over here, we're using a double speed hopper minecart, and the hopper minecart will collect everything underneath line over here as well as here, and everything will be inside of this chest, as you can see. And also the radius of the farm is 7 stacks of honeycomb if you build this farm inside of the nether as well as end. So if you want to wax your copper or create candles, you can go ahead and build it. This is mainly purpose for honeycombs only. And the cons of the farm is that you need to build this farm inside of a nether on the end for efficiency, and also it's not easy to get lots of beehives. It's really hard to get beehives, and also this is only made for honeycombs. I tried my best to make sure for honey bottles, but it didn't work. So this is only for honeycombs, for waxing coppers, and also getting candles as well. And also there's issues with item physics. So if you don't know, Bedrock Edition has this weird bug where item physics just weird. Sometimes I also experienced where honeycombs were on top of the comparators, but I made sure to put railing lines underneath as well. So if any item decides to be on top of the comparators, the hopper Minecraft picks it up and it is zero efficiency loss. That's the only cons for this honey farm, and this is the last of the honorable mentions. If you love to build this farm inside of your server walls, the tutorial link will be down in the description below as well. Now for the top #1 best farm that you need to build in the server worlds is the Infinite XP farm. So this Infinite XP farm is really easy to build. As you can see, this is the entire thing. As you can see, it's pretty simple to build. It gives you tons of experience. It is very easy, survival friendly. There's nothing too much complicated redstone, as you can see, and you get a lot of experience. Now the cons of this farm is that, one, you need to make sure that you wait for the furnace to smelt a lot of items. Now keep in mind, the XP that you get from one pull depends on how much items you smelt. So for example, if you go ahead and smelt 10,000 or 1,000 raw iron, you get a lot of experience. Now the more items that you smelt, you also get the possibilities from one pull from 0 levels to 100 as well. But you need to make sure that you build this in your loaded chunks as well to make sure that the furnace smelts in a lot of items. The item that I will recommend you to smelt is raw copper, because there's a lot of raw copper in the world. And also you can just go ahead and take fortune pickaxe, fortune them, and get tons of raw copper. In 1.18 you get up to 5 raw copper in just normal, and also fortune bumps that up. So I'll recommend go and take raw copper, put it into this chest on top, and also make sure to expand this downwards as well, because the more you smelt, and also make sure that you go ahead and take all the items from the chest as well. Go ahead and empty the chest so you can go ahead and smelt even more and more and more. And using this is pretty simple. All I have to do is go ahead and flick this on to make sure the hoppers are locked and nothing goes into the chest. Open up the furnace. As you can see, I'm in level 0. If I go ahead and pull this right now, as you can see, I got to level 20 just like that, without even doing that much hard work. From one pull I got to level 20. That's because I only smelted this much items, as well as the hoppers. That's the only items I have smelted. But if you smelt even more, you won't even get level 20. You will be able to get level 70 or something, depending on how much you smelt. If I go ahead and pull this out as well, as you can see, level 28. As you can see, I'm getting XP constantly. It's pretty simple, easy. You need to wait. As you can see, I only got level 40 in just talking to like 15 seconds. Also, you can go ahead and hold a mending tool, go ahead and open the furnace, and go ahead and repair that tool as well. It will instantly heal your mending tools, your leechers, or whatever. And also, you can go ahead and use this XP into enchantment table or whatever you need. Also flex on people to get 69. And also, this infinite XP farm tutorial will be down in the description below as well. I'm hoping today's top 10 Minecraft Bedrock farms will be really helpful for your survivors to create efficient as well as best farms. And also make sure to leave a like, and also make sure to share this video to other Minecraft players. That will really mean a lot to me. And also make sure to check out my channel, because there's lots of Minecraft Bedrock tutorials and more Minecraft Bedrock farms coming. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Adios.